The third partner is the Galata Museo del Mare, delle Migrazioni, Genova. Dott Pierangelo Campodonico has been ill and has not been able to travel to be with us today. We have sent our very best wishes to him through Paolo and Ferdinando, and I thank him in absentia for the video that he has sent to us, where he will give his own special welcome.
Dear colleagues, dear friends, I am very sorry that the health reasons are preventing me today and in the next days to be with you in Melbourne for this important conference, Living Transcultural Spaces. An important conference for the quality of the chosen themes and for the speakers, several of which I have known for years, and I know what an important contribution they have given and are giving to the study of the Italian immigration. However, Living Transcultural Spaces is only the first step on a longer journey agreed with the colleagues from the COASIT of Melbourne and the Calandra Italian-American Institute, to which I send my best regards. The next steps will be in New York next November on the theme Transnationalism and the Questions of Identity. And finally, in a little over a year, I will have the pleasure of having you with us in Genova for the third and last step between immigration and historical amnesia. A rich and varied program to which, during the journey, I would like to add scholars and representatives of other experiences of Italian communities in Europe and in the world, such as the very lively and yet problematic Latin American countries. This does not want to be just a greeting address. I think it is appropriate to take this opportunity in this moment, in this context, and with this authoritative audience of people who care and pay attention to the immigration, its history, but also the form in which it manifests itself today and its feature, to make an announcement. As you know, in April 2016, the May Museum of Italian Immigration was closed in Rome. An exhibition space at the Vittoriano, strongly desired by the former President of the Republic Giorgio Napolitano, but marked by uncertainty, by the provisionality, as well by the goodwill of the many colleagues of the Immigration Museum in Italy who had provided images, documents and artifacts. A symbolic space, even if unfinished, was a closure, marked a step backwards from the elaboration in progress since 2006 with the respect to the elaboration of a national museum on Italian immigration. But today I am pleased to be able to announce that in the last month of February the Ministry of Cultural Heritage, the Liguria region and the city of Genova have signed a formal agreement that establishes that the May National Museum of Italian Immigration will be established in Genova, and that with this agreement both the site, that is the building where it will be set up, and the financial resources to do so have been identified. In these days, the procedures for assigning the architectural, plant and museological design have been started, which will lead to the validation of an executive project by the end of the year, from which, within a year or two, to the opening of the museum. Many will ask why the May in Genoa? Could it not be possible to establish it in one of the cities of the regions that had the highest migration balance, such as Veneto or Sicily? I respond to this objection with the consideration that I sent to Minister Franceschini. A National Museum of Italian Immigration is very different from a regional museum. In one of the great immigration regions, the temptation to legitimize one's own point of view would be too strong. On the contrary, Genoa has been one of the nodal points of passage of all Italian immigration. On its docks, the Ligurians first became crowded, then the Piemontese, the Lombards, the Venetians, and later the people from the south, before the stopovers in routes that, however, departed from Genoa, touched Naples and Palermo. Above all, I would like to say that in these years Genoa, in connection with our international organization, from Ellis Island to Semla to the European museums, has sought a new path on emigration museography, which took shape in 2011 in the MEM, Memoria and Migrazioni pavilion at the Galata Museo del Mare, a pavilion that has been visited in recent years by almost 1 million people. Because I believe the task of a museum today is not only to preserve the memory, but to share it with Italians and foreigners, a task that is more important in an era defined by some scholars post-global, where walls rise again, where the sirens of nationalism return to be felt. Then the task of building an Italian Museum of Emigration, truly national and not only local or regional, is a cultural challenge of great importance and, of course, very difficult. But I believe with the help and the wisdom of a generation of Italian communities abroad, with your help and your collaboration, dear colleagues, we will succeed. Se può fare. Thanks for your attention.